Take a look at each of these photos, one being of Bryan Harsin, the other being a piece of trash. My question for you is, what is the difference in which is which? You probably can't tell because both of these items got canned yesterday. Hope you guys enjoyed that dad joke. I ain't gonna be a daddy here the next few days, so I figured I'd get my practice in while I could. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hightop Sports here. My name is Shelton. Today we're gonna go on to all things Bryan Harsin. What happened? Why did he get canned? Who's next for the job? It's gonna be a fun one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let's get it on. Before we get into Bryan Harsin and why he got fired and who's gonna replace him, just take a second. If you're ever having a bad day, look at his resume while at Auburn. His top 3 highlight moments were 1, being a plumber laying pipe, 2, being the next thing is Russell Wilson and his "let's ride" for Auburn's country or whatever the hell he said, and the third being him being fired in just the middle of nowhere after a 3-5 season. Not the greatest resume from a head coach. After what he did at Boise State and the great things that he did there, he was the man at Boise. And my goodness, it all come collapsing down on him very quickly. So while Bryan Harsin walks away with a smooth $15.8 million buyout, which is absolutely insane, that has to be paid out within the next 30 days. I mean, they wonder why these coaches just kind of quit caring anymore. They sign these massive, almost all guaranteed contracts. Where's the drive? You got $15 million chilling in the bank and a smooth couple honeys. If you're Bryan Harsin waiting at home, where is the energy and the drive for you? But the question is, what happened? Where did we all go wrong? We all anticipated it, but what was the reason why? Was it because of the honeys? Was it because of the scandal? I think he did a great job of overcoming that, but is it more than that? And I think that's what we're going to find out today. Before the days of Bryan Harsin, we had our main man, Gus, who put Auburn essentially on the map, brought him a championship, as well as had them in top recruiting classes, top 15 to top 10, throughout his time while he was there, which would allow for you to build an established program, allowed you to compete in the SEC, as well as against Alabama. Bryan Harsin's first year of recruiting ended up at 19th. Now, he was coming off of an interim year with the coach prior to him, a little bit after Gus, so he had a little bit of an excuse, but then he followed it up with his 22nd in recruiting, and 22nd in the nation puts him probably more than likely 10th or 11th in the SEC, which is unacceptable. You will not compete. Followed by this year, right now, currently, they're sitting at 55 on top of a 3-5 record with no signs of making any types of progress. Now, his record this year and his recruiting this year, more so his recruiting, could be to the fact that recruits are seeing that, hey, he's not going to be there. I'm not going to commit to something that's not going to exist in a couple of months. Guys have already decommitted from Auburn because of the situation, which is great for other SEC candidates that are looking to fill up their teams. But Auburn is in a really shitty situation at the moment and are an all-out break, and they need to make an adjustment and changes very quickly. So that begs the next question is, who do you go for now? After 2 to 3 years of horrendous recruiting, you need a complete revamp. You have drained your pond of recruits. You have drained your pond of talent. It's going to take some time. You need a splash. You need somebody to come in who's going to have a big name that carries a presence that can get the ball moving quickly. Some candidates right now, obviously being the hottest one on the market right now, is Deion Sanders, who's been known to flip some big recruits, and Travis Hunter, the #1 recruit in the country just a few years ago, from Florida State to Jackson State University. He now just got off his high of being on College Game Day, the second time in HBCU history that College Game Day went to an HBCU school. So that's a splash hire. Another big hire would be a Lane Kiffin. Now, a Lane Kiffin situation, in my opinion, he isn't the most sought-out recruiting coach. That's not his thing. He works the portal. He's a way better coach on the field than he is in a sense of recruiting. He does have history with honeys as well, so maybe they stay down that path, because we know Lane Kiffin the Lane train likes to get it rolling and smoling, you know what I'm saying? So we will see. Lane Kiffin can come in pretty quickly and do a great job. He's a big name. He doesn't have the same resources in Ole Miss as he would in Auburn, who will be willing to throw the money at Lane, as well as recruiting, staff, etc., which would make an impact right away. Another name that's been kind of thrown into the mix a little bit, that might be a little bit of a troll, is Bill O'Brien, the OC from Alabama. Now, pulling that to me would be a much bigger pull, only because I think there's a great offensive mind there. You've got a guy that's coached in the NFL, a coach that's coached under the GOAT, right? And somebody who's been around. I mean, Lane obviously coached with with Saban as well, so we could see both of those guys having an impact. I really think that Deion and Lane are the 2 front runners, in my opinion. The only way I don't see them going is if both of those schools that they're currently at throw more money at them, but Jackson State doesn't have the cash to throw at Deion. And there's going to be another video out here in the next few days where I believe this deal with Auburn and Deion is going to make Deion one of the top paid coaches in the country, because Auburn's got to make some moves and they got to make it fast. And I think, how do you do that? You go get a splash hire like Deion Sanders to bring in those recruits, to bring in that atmosphere, to bring back the War Eagle, the Tiger. They've got 19 different mascots, whatever you want to call it, back to the Auburn University, because they have been on a slippery slope for the last few years. That's going to take some time and some commitment to get that bad boy rocking and rolling. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the situation? Did Auburn wait too long? Should Bryan Harsin been gone a long time ago? Should they have seen the writing on the wall? Is this the right time? Is it a weird time to do it in the middle of the season? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think, and let me know also what you think. Who is going to be the next coach? There's a few other coaches that are on the list that I didn't mention. Maybe you have a different opinion. Let me know down in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. Also, too, like, subscribe, join the channel. We go live every Wednesday to talk all things college sports. So hope to see you guys there. See you until next time. See ya.